When the United States entered World War I in 1917, it faced a harsh reality. America had no tanks of its own. While Britain and France were already fielding armored vehicles on the Western Front, the US Army was starting from zero. The solution came from France, and it would give birth to America's first ever tank, the M1917 Light Tank. The M1917 was based on the French Renault FT, the most influential tank design of World War I. It introduced a revolutionary layout, engine in the rear, crew in the center, fully rotating turret on top. The US licensed the design and began modifying it for American production. However, delays in industry, logistics, and training meant the tank arrived too late for combat. The M1917 weighed just under 7 tons and was operated by a two-man crew, a driver and commander, gunner. Armament options included a 37mm cannon or A30 caliber machine gun. Its armor was thin, only enough to stop small arms fire, and its top speed was a modest 6 miles per hour. The M1917 wasn't powerful, fast, or heavily armored, but it was essential. It marked the moment the United States stepped into armored warfare. Without it, the American tank force of World War II would never have existed. By the 1930s, war was changing fast, but American tank doctrine was still stuck in the past. The M2 medium tank was the US Army's attempt to modernize, yet it would become a symbol of everything America still didn't understand about armored warfare. Instead of focusing on armor and firepower, the M2 emphasized speed, multiple machine guns, infantry support. It featured a 37mm cannon but relied heavily on machine guns mounted all around the hull, a concept already becoming obsolete in Europe. Weight, approximately 18 tons, crew 6, armor, extremely thin, top speed, 26 miles per hour. The tank was fast, but its armor could be penetrated by almost any anti-tank weapon of the time. When World War II erupted in Europe, American observers saw German panzer divisions tearing through France. The M2 had weak armor, poor firepower, no combat survivability. Production was halted almost immediately. In 1940, the United States realized it was not ready for modern war. Germany's blitzkrieg shocked the world, and America needed a tank, fast. The result was the M3 Lee, a rushed but necessary stepping stone to greatness. The M3 had one of the strangest layouts in tank history: 75mm gun mounted in the hull, 37mm gun in a small turret, tall silhouette. This allowed quick production using existing technology, but at a cost. Despite its flaws, the M3 performed surprisingly well in North Africa, especially in British service, called the Grant. Its 75mm gun could destroy German Panzer III and IV tanks at a time when the Sherman didn't yet exist. The M3 was never meant to be perfect. It was meant to buy time, and it succeeded. Without the M3 Lee, the iconic M4 Sherman would not have arrived when it did. No tank in American history is more famous or more controversial than the M4 Sherman. Loved for its reliability and hated for its vulnerability, the Sherman became the backbone of Allied armored forces during World War II. The Sherman was built around one core idea: mass production. Instead of the heaviest armor or biggest gun, it focused on mechanical reliability, easy maintenance, standardized parts, crew survivability. This allowed the US to build over 49,000 Shermans. Main gun 75mm, later 76mm. Crew 5, top speed 30 miles per hour, armor moderate but sloped. Later variants included flamethrowers, rocket launchers, and improved suspension. Against German Tigers and Panthers, the Sherman was outgunned, but Shermans fought with superior numbers, air support, better logistics. Crew survival rates were higher than often claimed, thanks to escape hatches and maintenance efficiency. The Sherman wasn't perfect, but it was exactly what the war required. It symbolized American industrial power and tactical adaptability. By late World War II, the US Army finally admitted something critical: the Sherman was no longer enough. The answer came in the form of the M26 Pershing, America's first tank designed specifically to fight enemy armor head-on. Initially delayed by doctrine debates, the Pershing entered combat in 1945. Though late, it represented a huge leap forward in American tank design. Main gun, 90mm cannon, weight approximately 46 tons, crew 5, armor thick, well sloped, the Pershing could finally engage Tigers and Panthers on more equal terms. In Europe, Pershings proved effective, but few in number. In Korea, they became the primary US tank, easily overpowering North Korean T-3485s. The M46 Patton was not a brand new design, it was a critical evolution. Built from Pershing experience, it fixed the problems that had limited earlier American tanks. Key upgrades included more powerful engine, improved transmission, better cooling, enhanced fire control. These changes transformed the Pershing into a truly mobile battlefield weapon. During the Korean War, the M46 became the dominant US tank. It outmatched North Korean T-34s in firepower, armor, crew protection. The M47 Patton was born out of urgency. As Cold War tensions exploded in the early 1950s, the United States needed a modern tank immediately. The result was a powerful but transitional design that filled the gap between old and new. Built using the M46 hull and a new turret, the M47 was rushed into service to counter the Soviet threat in Europe. Speed of deployment mattered more than perfection. Main gun, 90mm cannon, crew 5, weight approximately 48 tons, advanced stereoscopic rangefinder. For its time, the M47 had excellent fire control accuracy. While never used in major US combat, the M47 became a NATO workhorse, serving with dozens of allied nations. It proved reliable and effective in defensive roles. The M47 was never meant to last. It existed to buy time. That time allowed the US to perfect the next true Cold War tank. The M48 Patton was the tank America had been trying to build for decades. A true main battle tank, designed from the ground up for modern warfare. Unlike earlier Pattons, the M48 featured a hemispherical turret, improved armor layout, better crew ergonomics. It marked a clean break from World War II designs. Main gun 90mm, later 105mm, crew 4, weight approximately 49 tons, enhanced ballistic protection. The M48 saw extensive combat, Vietnam War, Middle East conflicts with allies. It proved durable, adaptable, and highly survivable in harsh environments. The M60 Patton represented the peak of an entire tank family. Heavily armed, well protected, and globally deployed, it was the final evolution before a technological revolution. The M60 introduced 105mm M68 cannon, improved armor geometry, advanced fire control systems. This allowed accurate long-range combat for the first time in US tanks, used extensively by US Army, NATO allies, Middle Eastern forces. The M60 fought in multiple wars, proving adaptable and lethal. In the 1960s, the United States and West Germany attempted something never done before. A jointly developed main battle tank meant to dominate the future battlefield. The result was the ambitious, controversial, and ultimately cancelled MBT-70, also known in its American form as the XM-803. The MBT-70 was decades ahead of its time, introducing adjustable high-drop pneumatic suspension, advanced laser rangefinding, crew placed inside the turret, 152mm gun launcher firing missiles. On paper, it was unbeatable. Technology moved faster than budgets could handle. Problems included extreme cost overruns, complex maintenance, political disagreements. The project was cancelled in the early 1970s. Despite failure, the MBT-70 provided critical lessons in fire control systems, crew protection, suspension technology. The MBT-70 never entered service, but it directly influenced the tank that would redefine warfare, the M1 Abrams. When the M1 Abrams entered service in 1980, it wasn't just another tank. It was a complete redefinition of armored warfare. Everything about it broke from the past. The Abrams focused on three pillars: firepower, protection, mobility. For the first time, survivability was prioritized over size or simplicity. Main gun, 105mm rifled cannon, armor, composite turbine, engine, 1500 horsepower gas turbine, crew, 4. This gave it unmatched speed and protection. During Operation Desert Storm, Abrams tanks destroyed Iraqi armor at extreme ranges, often without being detected or penetrated. The M101 Abrams was born from one simple realization: even the best tank needs more firepower. The upgrade transformed an already dominant machine into an unstoppable force. The M1A1 replaced the 105mm gun with a 120mm smoothbore cannon, matching and surpassing the best European designs. In the Gulf War, the M1A1 demonstrated superior thermal imaging, long-range lethality, near invulnerability. Enemy tanks were often destroyed before they could fire back. Advanced armor and compartmentalized ammunition dramatically increased crew survival. The M1A1 cemented the Abrams as the most feared tank of its era.